subscribe, like, share. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, I would like to talk about goldbacks. Now for those of you that do not know, goldbacks are alternative currency made of 24 karat gold. I believe they came out around 2019. And it started in a few states, and throughout the years, it has expanded to a lot more states. And this has actually become a very popular movement. And I think they're pretty cool, but just like everything else, they do have their pros and cons. And we're going to get into that. Now, my recent goldback pickup actually wasn't that long ago, but I did pick up these Florida goldbacks. And this was the start of the new technology for these goldbacks. They have some special security features right here in the back. If you put that under a light, you can check the authenticity of each bill. But yeah, these are pretty cool. And also this was the start, the Florida goldbacks was the start of the half goldback. And I believe they never had that before. So that's actually become a pretty popular one to get, especially these days while gold has been rising. There we go. And these Florida goldbacks are actually pretty beautiful. I really like these. Absolutely gorgeous. Such awesome art. And I gotta say, I think this is my favorite one. Is this pirate girl? Absolutely stunning. And this is one of the reasons that I like goldbacks is I love the art. I love the art on each one of them. And I think, in my opinion, the art on the Florida goldbacks have gotten a lot better than the older goldbacks. Like this one right here is a Nevada goldback, and you can tell the difference in the art. Let's see. Here's a $5 Nevada goldback to really show you a better comparison to the Florida $5 goldback. And you can see the difference in the art. Florida one looks a lot better. And this is the way they're doing the art these days. They're doing all the art this way. So the technology has gotten a lot better. But yeah, man, these are really cool. Goldbacks are one of those things that instantly make people either lean in with curiosity or roll their eyes. On the surface, they look like fancy Monopoly money, thin, colorful bills, but embedded inside each note is real, measurable 24 karat gold. Not gold backed in theory, actual gold sealed into the bill itself. And that's where the appeal starts. One of the biggest pros of goldbacks is that they solve a real problem with physical gold. The visibility. A 1 ounce gold coin is great for storing wealth, but it's useless for small transactions. You can't shave a little off to buy groceries. Goldbacks come in tiny denominations, fractions of an ounce, which makes gold spendable again. At least in theory. If you like the idea of gold as money rather than just an investment, that's a big deal. Another upside is that goldbacks are a hard asset hedge against inflation. Unlike dollars, they can't be printed into oblivion. They move with the price of gold over time, which historically has preserved purchasing power better than fiat currency. For people worried about debt, currency debasement, or long-term monetary stability, Goldbacks scratch that itch in a very tangible way. They're also portable and durable. You can carry meaningful gold in your wallet without lugging around coins or bars. And because they're physical, there's no counterparty risk. No bank, no app, no password. If you have it in your hand, you own it. There's also the psychological factor. Goldbacks feel like money. They look like money. Some local businesses in a few states actually accept them, and that gives them grassroots parallel economy vibe that a gold ETF will never have. For some people, that's not just finance, it's philosophy. But now we hit the downsides, and that does matter. The biggest con, hands down, is the premium. Goldbacks cost significantly more than the value of gold inside them. You're paying for the manufacturing process, the artwork, the security features, and the novelty. That means if gold stays flat, you're already starting at a loss compared to buying regular bullion. Liquidity is another issue. If you walk into most coin shops, they'll happily buy your gold coin. Goldbacks, maybe, maybe not. And if they do, they might not give you anything close to what you paid. These are niche products, and niche products depend on niche buyers. Acceptance is also extremely limited. Despite the cool idea of spending them, the reality is that almost nobody takes Goldbacks. Outside of small pockets of enthusiasts, they're not money in a practical sense. They're voluntary, private currency, and that limits their usefulness in everyday life. There's also the question of what are you really buying? Are you buying gold or are you buying a collectible with gold in it? Because those are very different things. If you need to liquidate quickly in a financial emergency, Goldbacks are not ideal. And finally, there's regulatory and tax uncertainty. Depending on where you live, spending or selling Goldbacks could trigger taxable events. So with all that said, Goldbacks aren't a scam, and they're not really magic either. They sit in a strange middle ground between currency, collectible, and gold investment. They make sense for people who value physical ownership, small denomination gold, and alternative monetary systems. But they're not a replacement for traditional gold bullion, cash, or investments. Think of Goldbacks less as the future of money and more as a niche tool for a specific mindset. If that mindset is yours, they're fascinating. If not, they're probably just expensive gold art. I think they're a good idea and I really like them, but as a gold bullion buyer, I like getting more gold for my money a lot better. It's a good start and purchase for someone who can't afford a regular ounce, and it definitely makes sense if you want to add gold to your stack on a limited budget. We're going to go ahead and end the video here. If you have any thoughts or comments, just go ahead and put that down in the comment section below. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.